talk about leadership. A number of books have been written on leadership. However, the practical skills required in the making of a good leader have evolved over time. In today's world, it is totally different than, say, a couple of decades ago. Leadership today means caring, nurturing, mentoring on the one hand, and loads of planning based on a vision. Of course, the concept of vision existed much earlier. But now, the leader's vision has to encompass not only his company, but also his personal growth and that of the people under him. As a leader, it is your responsibility to help people achieve their potential in order that both you and the organization achieve theirs. Through the years, I have observed the three-stage growth of a leader. 1, starting with someone who has the potential to become a leader. 2, the natural process of transitioning into a leader, the actual process of transitioning to a leader. You don't become a leader overnight. So there's a process of transitioning into a leader. And finally, the establishment of the authentic leader. Each stage has qualities of a different kind. One is not a leader or manager by virtue of his or her rank in the organization. Therefore, the process of selecting a leader or a manager is vital, as a person just being initiated in the leadership role requires a certain different set of skills compared to one who's already in that position and set in his own ways. What are the signs that a person can be an effective leader? When promoted, why does he get promoted? And then there's a sudden realization that this new position involves a new set of responsibilities, managing, directing, be accountable. Why was this person chosen to be a leader? The reasons have to be right. It cannot be because you're a blue-eyed boy or girl of the boss. It cannot be that you're a relative or always accepted whatever role is handed over to you. And there are people who say, okay, you give me anything and I'll handle it. You give me anything, I'll work. Now, these are not the kind of leaders that we want in an organization. The reason should be crystal clear to all who will be affected. The person first should have the aptitude of role, is receptive to constructive criticism, adapts well to new situations, quickly takes up responsibilities. He's approachable. He wants to share his knowledge with everybody around him. Now, that's the kind of person we want as a leader. He's a person who cares for the people around him. And that is why he should be selected as a manager or a leader. Now, such a leader will show empathy towards his teammates, will care for them. And one of the hallmarks of a leader is that he cares. He cares for people around him. He has to be impartial and in all likelihood possess a vision which will help people by showing them the path to achieve that vision. People respond better when they are aware of their mid-term goals, medium goals, as well as to the least. I mean, we don't talk to them about the long-term goals. That's up to the leader as well as to the management. But really what a potential leader does is go through the transition at each stage. Some make it quickly. Some people take much longer time, and some don't make it at all. In fact, later on we'll be talking that only 2 to 5% of the people reach the top level of the hierarchy. That is the reason why this is the hierarchical pyramid. Only 2% to 5% make it here. And this is the reason why. All good leaders are ethical in their dealings. This is one good characteristic that draws the most respect. As you go up the ladder, you will find that all these, each level requires a different skill set. And as you go up the ladder, you'll find that these skill sets are required for that level. You see, leadership cannot be taught. It has to be learned. It has to be experienced. And how does one do that? By watching other leaders perform. It is learned so much, not so much by listening to, but by observing what other leaders do, witnessing their successes, how they manage to achieve their goals. What did they do to reach where they are? Bottom line, you must want to be a leader. It is your personal choice. If you do not want to be a leader, you'll never be a leader. All good leaders are ethical in dealings. This is one good character that draws the most respect. In fact, here I would like to differentiate between a leader and an authentic leader. In terms of our talk today, I'd like to say a leader is like a nominal leader, a normal leader. A nominal leader is one by virtue of his position in the organization. For example, those working in an organization that move up the managers based on the seniority, number of years within the organization. And it's only the higher echelons of the organization that people look for and their achievements. These are not the kind of leaders I would like to talk about. These are not the kind of leaders I would look up to. Now, reasons why management should be looked closely at the selection process of managers at the entry level and all the way up is exactly for that, to weed out these guys. People who are content in being where they are, and they know for sure that in a few years they'll become a leader. They'll go higher up in life. It's but natural. But that's not a leader. That's not who I would look up to. They'll never get a following. And after all, leaders need a following. Leaders need to take the people along with them higher up. That's the reason why there are certain people, certain kind of people who are authentic leaders. By virtue of his or success in leading people, their success rates, the outcomes in the past, and general attitude towards people. Of course, with a clarity of vision. The real task of an authentic leader is to share the vision with his people in a manner that inspires and motivates them to work towards that vision. He or she needs to have the confidence in the decision making and take calculated risks when the possible benefits outweigh the costs. Most of all, he says, the buck stops here with me. As a leader, do you do that? When there is failure, he takes up the responsibility of failure. That is a leader. Like, I'll give you an example. You know, there was a company, consumer company, where a senior person went to the field and he fired the salesperson for not doing his job properly. And he was nearly on the point of being thrown away. He was being really literally fired from the company. When his senior came to know about it, his senior walked up to the VP marketing and told him, "Sir, you did this to this guy." So he says, yes, he was not working properly. So he told his VP that, "Look, sir, if at all he is not working properly, I am to be held responsible, not him. It is because of me. I am responsible for him. So if at all somebody requires to be fired, you have to fire me. I am willing to take that responsibility." Now, this is a sign of a good leader. And this is the kind of leader that will earn respect and trust of the team. Are you that kind of leader? Do you show that respect and trust? Do you share that respect and trust with your team? Are you being trustworthy with your team? These are the hallmarks of a good leader. A leader needs to adapt himself to changing conditions and be courageous. He takes on challenges bravely because they do not have any fear, not because they don't have any fear, because they learn how to manage their fear. That is the difference between a good leader and a nominal leader. And that's where empathy comes in. Empathy is an integral quality and vital for building trust in a relationship. The most important aspect in a team is the team respects and trusts each other. And most importantly, respects and trusts the leader. Are you that kind of a leader? Very important for a leader is to be optimistic, be positive in his outlook, in his approach to everything, which includes handling problems. However, a leader's underlying objective should be to create more leaders under him in order to recalibrate his own leadership goalpost. See, that's one of the primary aims of a good leader. He has to create more leaders under him. Gone are those days when leaders, and still do, I've come across leaders even today, who says, "I will not teach my people under me anything, because tomorrow, if they become better than me, they'll take my position." But I would call them fools. Because unless he creates a leader to take his position, he will not be able to move up the ladder. So you see, folks, there are a lot of things that a leader needs to do right from the start. He needs the trust of his people. He has to develop the trust in his people. He has to be open in his talk. He has to be friendly. He has to be empathetic. Now, those are the qualities of a good leader. Especially in this, and he has to keep up with the times. One of the qualities of a leader is that he learns continuously. And I keep telling people, I will learn till I die. Or like one person rightly said, I will keep learning until I'm 6 foot under the ground. Now, that's a good leader. In this post-COVID era, a leader needs to keep in touch with these people no matter where they are. Therefore, technology plays a very important role in this. A leader now has easy access to people no matter where they are. So those leaders who can spread the word very fast will come out on top. And therefore, they should learn how to use technology to the fullest and to their own benefit. People who are in touch with technology, use the technology wisely. In this fast-moving pace, they will come out on top. So friends, become the leaders that you are capable of becoming. You are the future leader. Let me elaborate a little more on the 3-stage growth of a leader. Starting with someone who has the potential to become leader. What does one see in him? He doesn't know that he's slated out to become a leader, but he gets promoted, and he's a little surprised why he got promoted. But what has he done that makes him get promoted? First of all, he's enthusiastic. He's open with his people. He shares everything with his people. He keeps learning a lot. And whatever he learned, he wants to share with his people. So he doesn't, he's an open book. Second thing, he takes people along with him. He helps people. He changes with the environment. I'll give you an example. A young person fresh out of college joined an organization at the bottom level, and he was very enthusiastic about learning and going forward in life. After the training program was over, the whole team was taken to show audiovisual on selling. And so there was this foreigner on the screen who was telling people what are the benefits of selling, how to sell, and what to do, and how to come up on top. And he took down everything. He took in everything. He absorbed everything. After the whole program was over, the senior asked all of them as to, how do you like this? What did you learn from this? There was one senior person in that organization who said, all this is nonsense. These are all American movies. They do not know the condition in India. So selling in America is different from selling in India. Now this fellow thought to himself, to me, selling is selling. It doesn't make a difference where I sell anything. So he says, no, I will not listen to this guy, but I will put into practice what I've learned with this audiovisual. And he put that into practice. Very soon, because of his learning and sharing with people, he was promoted automatically because he absorbed things. He shared with his people and he wanted to learn. That hunger for learning, the hunger for going up, will help all leaders go high up in life. When you're transitioning into a leader, now this fellow, this same person, when he was promoted, he didn't know what to do. So again, he kept an open mind. And he said, okay, fine, my seniors are telling me that be careful of this guy, be careful of this guy, but I've been with them. So let me see, let me judge for myself what kind of a person he is, and accordingly I'll act. So he took what people had said in the back of his mind, and at the same time, he formed his own opinion. Now, when that happens, you don't listen, you don't get biased by what other people say, but you form your own opinion. And that's what's the hallmark of a good leader also. Form your own opinion. Don't listen to others. Keep that at the back of your mind. But your own reasoning, your own thoughts will help you in the long run. Once you're an authentic leader, you need leadership of a very high kind. You need people under you. You take people under you. You got a common vision. You share that vision with the people. And together, you go high up. You try to achieve the company's vision. And that's where you'll come up to. You form a strategy. You take people along with you on the stepping stones. And that's when you'll come out on top. That's when people will respect you. A hallmark of a good leader is that he is respected, he's trusted, and he knows that you will take his side. Thank you. Enjoy your week.